Big changes to Verizon-owned Visible. New plans, new pricing, and new features. I've got what you need to know next. Michael here, and I've tested more than 15 cheap phone plans over the years. Visible has been my primary carrier for 3 years. Maybe you've seen my previous reviews here on YouTube. And in this video, I'm going to share some important updates on the service and Visible's responses to my questions. Let's get it started with the plans and pricing. Visible now offers 2 plans, not just one. The base Visible plan is $30 a month, taxes and fees included, and the Visible Plus plan is $45 a month, all in. Both plans offer unlimited talk, text, 5G data, and mobile hotspot. The biggest difference, though, is with data speeds. Visible Plus includes access to Verizon's 5G ultra-wideband, plus 50 gigabytes of premium data on nationwide 5G and 4G LTE networks. On top of that, there are also additional international calling and texting features included with Visible Plus that you don't get with the cheaper plan. Now, Visible is calling this a price cut, which is kinda half true. Previously, it had a single unlimited plan for $40 a month. But you could lower that to $25 a month by participating in its Party Pay discount program. Party Pay is being phased out for new members, but Visible told me that existing members will be able to lock in their Party Pay rate for a period of time. You can check the Visible app for updates. And just to be clear, these plans are designed for single-line users, not families. There is no additional monthly savings if everyone in your house has Visible. And a few other notes: billing is handled through the Visible app. And as a prepaid service, there's no credit check required unless you finance your phone. More on that later. Also, no activation or early termination fees. And if you're unsure about the network, a 15-day free trial is still available as of this recording. I'll link to that below. Moving on to talk, text, and data performance, because there's some changes to talk about here too. When it comes to network coverage, Visible is owned by Verizon and uses its 5G and 4G LTE networks. So if Verizon is strong where you live, Visible may be a good option to consider. And with the new plans, Visible says the network experience has improved. Here's what the company told me in response to one of my questions. Enhancements include domestic roaming in areas where service was previously unavailable, and improved latency with many new access points from Verizon's network. Call and text performance has never really been an issue for me with Visible, but I live in an area where Verizon is the #1 network. I did notice spam calls at first, 3 years back, but since then I've been able to activate Visible's free spam protection from the app. I rarely get robocalls anymore. Over the years, I have heard from a number of people who've had issues with Visible's data speeds. Your data will be slowed during times of network congestion, especially now for those on the base plan. Should be a little better with Visible Plus. I've used the speed test app more times than I can count over the past 2 years to test Visible's service, and even without priority data, I've rarely run into issues with deprioritization. When you switch to any low-cost service like Visible, it's really about managing your expectations. I'm okay with occasional deprioritization as long as my phone still works and I'm paying less than half of Verizon's prices. But if you want the absolute fastest data speeds with Visible, you will want the more expensive Visible Plus plan for the 5G ultra-wideband access and 50 gigabytes of premium data. Let's move on. I want to talk a little bit more about the unlimited mobile hotspot feature because I think this is one of Visible's most underrated features. It's also the reason why I haven't switched away for 3 years. Visible offers truly unlimited access to mobile hotspot. The trade-off, though, is that it is limited to one device and speeds are capped at 5 megabits per second. Although I have tested this and I typically get up to 10 megabits per second. Mobile hotspot really useful for when I'm working on my laptop at coffee shops and other public places. And where I live, we get a lot of lightning and thunderstorms. The mobile hotspot feature has also come in handy when power outages have knocked my home Wi-Fi offline. Another thing Visible has going for it is the phone options. You can bring your own phone or buy a new one. And for new devices, there are some really good ones to choose from. Visible offers the latest high-end phones from Apple, Samsung, and Google, and there are some pretty good deals too. These change from time to time, but that $200 virtual prepaid gift card offer, it's a long-standing one. I got that when I signed up back in 2019. I typically pay for devices in full, but financing is offered through a firm as low as 0% APR. This will require a credit check, and you may have to make a down payment too. I'll drop a link below so you can check out the latest phone deals. I've talked a lot about Visible's strengths so far. Its biggest weakness, though, has to be the customer support options. To keep prices low, there's no 800 number to call for customer service, but you can reach out to Visible through the app 24/7, and there are times when you can request a callback for certain issues. My switch to Visible wasn't a problem, but I have heard from people who've had frustrating experiences switching their number, and having nobody to call makes that even more frustrating. For most people, it's a matter of deciding how comfortable you are with no phone support. And to avoid issues, always check Visible's website to make sure that your phone is compatible with the service. And sign up for Visible a week before your current plan ends if you're transferring a number. While we're talking about the transferring process, I should mention that eSIM is now available for select devices, and this allows you to switch your service in as little as 15 minutes without a physical SIM card. Otherwise, Visible will overnight you a physical SIM card instead to help you get started. So let's review the pros and the cons of the new plans. First, the pros. Visible remains a very good value for price-sensitive customers if you're happy with that $30 a month plan. And these new plans are simple. Party Pay did complicate things a bit. I like how Visible includes taxes and fees in the price shown online. Taxes and fees are extra with other services that use Verizon's network, including US Mobile. And overall, Visible's website is a lot more transparent than US Mobile's. There are people who've had issues with Visible's network performance, so I'm happy to hear about the improvements there. We'll see how they play out, and I'm glad that users with a bigger budget can access faster data speeds with Visible Plus. Visible is aggressive with phone deals and promotions. If you plan to buy a new phone when you switch, good savings there. As for the cons, customer service is at the top of my list. It is really hard to find good customer support anywhere these days, but Visible's limited options will be a deal breaker for some people. Another con, the data speeds. Like other low-cost providers, your data will be slowed down when the network is busy. Manage your expectations. Finally, this isn't really a phone service for families. Visible is designed for single-line users, so if you're looking for a traditional family plan, Visible is probably not for you. I'll drop a link below to my full Visible review on my website, which I frequently update when there are changes to the service. Hope this video was helpful. Thanks for watching today, and I'll see you back here soon.